Yo! Video games.
Get in or get out.
Yeah. Look at all the plans to get Mischief Makers into top 3. You know?
Yeah.
Beetle Adventure Racing. I was thinking about it. It's actually a really good racing game for the N64.
That's actually
Runs at
crazy news.
runs really well. I might put it on the list.
What about nice to rock with debate? Anyways, you think this is easy. It's not.
It's easy.
I did the Wii U just for funsies on my own today.
It was easy.
You could easily put 30 games on a Wii U list. Yes.
Nah.
Yes, you could.
Is Mario Kart 8 up there?
It's on there. It's
Okay.
kind of low, but it's there.
It should be high. That's what did look like. Number 1 is probably Smash.
Bayonetta 2, Smash 4, Tropical Freeze,
Tropical Freeze is probably your number 1.
Breath of the Wild is on
How
there.
does Smash 4 not win number 1 over Tropical Freeze?
Whoa.
How? Did you? So I'm almost. I already get that your shit was probably Tropical
How?
Freeze.
Here's how.
Oh, this is
Here's
original.
how. Ass.
Yeah, spicy last
complete ass single player content in Smash 4.
Oh.
Absolute garbage single player content. Like nothing, pretty much. That's
This
how.
little piece. You gotta see this one.
And the fact that it got so outclassed,
Drink the chocolate
anyways.
things, that's fine.
What?
You don't drink the chocolate drinks. I'm not drinking those.
I won't drink any chocolates.
I don't drink them.
No, I'll drink the
I can't
chocolate.
Drink the milk.
Okay, I'll drink the
I've
chocolate.
learned
please.
that. I was like, oh, these things are great, and then I'm like,
Here's the other thing.
yeah.
That shit needs a peripheral. You want to play Smash 4 on a Wii U tablet? The one thing that comes with the system?
Yeah. No, I just want to play it. I did get the package roll some. Yeah.
and he got something in his hands.
So,
Some.
yes, Smash 4 is not number 1, but it was number 2.
Thank you. And then, not only I got that package, Brad, I saw this.
Zaki, thank you. Kenny,
I saw this, Chad. These fucko got it. This goddamn fucko got it.
Kenny discovered.
One of the last ones one of the few ones I need.
Kenny actually discovered the fact that I
Fucking
got
thank
him.
you, Max.
I got him that, and I forgot
Thank
to give it to
you.
him for
It's so fucking cool
Christmas.
because it's got the dragon from the Fatality. Ah! It's so fucking cool.
Legit, forgot to give it to him during Christmas.
It is so cool. God damn it.
Anyway.
He fucking got it.
I went into the closet and I was like, what's this? What's that? What's this? Oh.
Look at that dragon, Chad.
You ever forgot to give a Christmas present, Chad?
God damn. Thank you.
Is there a Xenoblade Wii U game? No.
I'm collecting all of these because of the MK2 figures. So I almost have them all. I'm missing just a few more. Like I need Jax, Melina, and Kitana.
Is Marble Snap really gone?
Yeah, Wario
Really?
64 tweeted it.
Is it as gone as TikTok is? So they just
you,
lumped
Max.
everything those guys do. You're welcome, Kenny.
I would give him a hug, but Max doesn't like hugs.
I
Especially
hate
for
you.
me.
I hate you looking and touching me.
Yes.
I hate it. What is the? Damn, dude. There's a message saying that they're working on it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's on the tweet. It's going to get real political real quick the more you talk about this or go into it because they're on their own tweets. They're saying, like, we hope President Trump reinstates it on Monday and stuff.
Oh boy.
Monday.
Oh boy.
Like,
Oh boy.
I'll be more sad that Marvel Snap is gone than TikTok.
Did you play Marvel Snap?
You know what? I
Really?
am definitely not cheering at TikTok being gone because
Yeah, I feel you because there's people.
there's a lot of people with there's like hundreds of thousands of people that lose their jobs now.
Yeah.
There was 8,000 people that work at TikTok just lost their jobs.
Oh, TikTok United probably
Employees at TikTok US just
A
lost
lot of them
I
think
feel
it's
you.
going to be back up on Monday.
Yeah, it'll be back
Yeah,
up.
so
'Cause you
hopefully
know
it all
why?
returns.
It's
It's an easy win.
It's gonna be an easy win for Trump.
And-
Guess what? I brought TikTok. Now all the kids like me.
And I have a channel on there that has 100,000 plus followers thanks to Tiff and Brunty.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to get that back. It'd be nice, even though I don't manage
Oh,
it. Anyway, hi chat.
they got me.
So, the Nintendo 64. Some say the worst video game system ever made.
No.
Simmons says that.
They got me.
Simmons said.
Thank you, Rosa. You
what
got
he
me with the ring game.
He said it.
Hella.
I never owned an N64.
I did.
Never owned one.
Oh man, N64.
I played a lot of games because who didn't, right?
Yes.
Who did not play a whole ton of N64 games?
I was big on N64.
I borrowed an N64 a lot just for specifically KI Gold. And that was my jam, dude. Other than that, I was a happy Saturn owner. Happy Saturn owner.
People,
Still, though,
I still see it in chat. People really have no idea. There's a lot of good games on N64.
there's about 6. So
There's
we'll talk about it.
There's a lot of really good games on N64. You guys
I definitely
really don't know.
experienced a lot of them, even though I was not a Zelda head. I was definitely in that era of like 1998 was the year of Metal Gear. And fuck everything else. So you know, I have some opinions about some games, and I definitely feel that as I visited some of them over time. Never played Majora's Mask. Don't know if that's making top 10. Is it making top 10 for anybody else here?
I have.
Here's the thing.
I have a memorized speech for that game.
Okay, well, you have a memorized speech. I played it. I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
I didn't like it.
Straight up didn't like
But the thing is, I think people will like it because it's so unique.
It's weird.
It's
the weirdest Zelda
There
game.
are
it's
some
the weirdest
there are
Zelda,
some
and that I can
very good
appreciate
things
that.
in Majora's. There are some very good things in Majora's Mask. Very good.
And just before you shackle me and like burn me at the torch, I do see that, like, you know what, it did have some really cool, unique things.
It's got some cool shit
that changed the formula of Zelda, and I think in a better way than whatever the new Zelda is right now. You know,
Spider-Dude.
Spider-Dude, thank you. Super Mario 64, love your playthrough. That is definitely very high.
It's gonna be on there.
Very
Like there's some that are just like obvious, but like
Breath of the Wild, yeah, more than Breath of the Wild.
I will fucking fight, as I think. I'm gonna say it right now. Actually, no, I'm gonna save it. I was gonna say it. I'm gonna save it. Was gonna say it. I'm gonna
Mario
say it.
64 is number 1. No.
Let's do this shit.
Hey,
Let's do this shit.
I'm gonna open up the gift from.
Oh, Kenny's opening up shit. Okay, sorry.
Hello, Rossum. I hope they said that right.
So we're gonna open up some space in the back too. I'm gonna move the arcade one-ups out of here in the near future.
Yeah.
And we're gonna open up some space for our desks to go into good locations.
Oh, the fight disc?
Yes, these desks.
Nice.
So obviously the Predator's still in here. The alien got moved because Ripley don't like the alien.
Scary.
It's scary.
Scary.
So we'll be figuring that out.
Oh, this is so cool. They got me a tiki mug. This is from the Disney Cruise Line. They have a Haunted Mansion bar.
Oh yeah, they do.
They have a
The
Haunted
back
Mansion.
of that looked really weird.
Yeah. They have a Haunted Mansion bar in the Disney Cruise. And here we go. They got me a cool tiki mug. And he's captain part of the lore of the Haunted Mansion. But yes.
That's a good
Thank you.
snag.
Right? Yeah, because you know JJ also has the mugs too. She has a couple of the Haunted Mansion tiki mugs.
Yeah.
Me and JJ have gone to Disneyland to get some of these, and they left me an amazing note.
Don't forget about Blitz. The first time NFL Blitz has 4-player compatibility.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
The first Blitz was actually 2-player on N64.
Was it really?
I think so.
I thought it was the PlayStation version.
I might be
that was 2-player.
misremembering, but I think the first Blitz, the very first one, was only 2-player on anything.
I'm probably gonna give it to No Mercy.
Someone have to double check that for me.
Ooh. I get a cool Haunted Mansion coaster because it's my favorite ride.
First Blitz was only 2 players on N64. That's atrocious. I thought that would be a.
Nice.
What the Jesus
Paper Mario
Christ.
number 1.
Super Mario number 1.
Wow.
That's a very generous. Hey Simmons, are you being manipulated?
Paper Mario 64 is better than Thousand Year Door. Eat me.
You know what? I'll be with you. I'm gonna put Paper Mario ahead of Quest 64.
Yeah.
I'm just doing it. For you guys that are gonna start standing Quest, I'm gonna be like, hey, dickhead, this Paper Mario game. Somebody give me $100. Thank you.
Phil?
Thank you very much. GoldenEye.
GoldenEye. So here's the thing.
That's all you guys.
Here's the thing. Simmons
all
is
you
gonna
guys.
fight me. Me and him are gonna have to fight.
You're only fighting because but the game is better. Perfect Dark is a better game than GoldenEye.
Impact.
Silence!
Every way, shape, or
Impact.
Silence!
Impact.
Who gives a fuck?
Silence!
Impact.
Silence!
Nobody talks about Perfect Dark when they talk about the Nintendo 64.
Oh, bullshit.
Oh, really? Do the people talk about GoldenEye or do they talk about...
We talk about both.
Do the people.
They don't.
All right.
Come on.
Let's do
What the
this.
fuck does that have to do with anything anyways? This is our list.
Yes. That's why I'm gonna fight for...
Yeah, you just fighting for GoldenEye for fucking, like, clout.
No. No.
You definitely can
I mean, Simmons
understand.
is trying to take it
The
personal,
thing is,
but
it's
no.
like, it was the first one, you know? It
Yeah.
was the impact of
Well, yeah, it's like one of the best selling games on the system,
But,
but
like-
Perfect Dark is a better game.
Sure, but like
In
when
every
you-
way.
When you see memes of N64 and all this stuff, and like
I don't
it's like
care
this
about
GoldenEye.
what the best selling game was. It's about, is this a better game? Yes. This is a better game.
But it's Impact.
Oh my fucking god.
Damn.
Then WCW World Tour should be there over No Mercy.
You're getting angrier than Steve right now.
Put Revenge over No Mercy because the Impact.
We should get Steve
Put
here.
WrestleMania 2000 on there.
He doesn't get this.
This is my
passionate.
shit. I lived this system.
Hey, so did I. I would have my friends come over.
If you lived it, then make it yours and not theirs.
Huh?
But you also have to, like, I don't know. It's a list. It's a list of top 10. It's weird if this doesn't show up on it. Like, I agreed on that on the systems that I'm more personally associated with. It's a weird list if that game's not there. Just straight up. To me, it was brutally weird that Melee wasn't, like, as high as it could possibly go on the GameCube list. Because that game is synonymous with that stupid purple box.
Sure. But RE4.
I know, and that was where the compromise is, where it's like, I agree. I agree. You're not beating RE4 for us, like, straight up.
Yeah.
You're not. Even though Melee is, like, absolutely the GameCube game, you're not beating RE4. In that same vein, it's like, yeah, GoldenEye is like, was I super into it? No, but it's like, there's a reason it standardized multiplayer.
Yeah, for
4-player multiplayer, or just at least couch multiplayer. It standardized it. It was the first thing to ever fucking be like, hey, you don't have to like dial into people to play
Simmons,
a game.
and I'm not trying to troll. Simmons tries to think I'm trolling and break his balls or something like that. I was with my cousins today. We did like an escape room, and then like oh yeah, I have to take Kayla, and then I have to do the stream. It's like, oh, what are you guys gonna play? Like N64. Then my cousin's husband is like, oh man, are you gonna play
GoldenEye?
Yeah. He said Mario Kart, and then you're gonna play GoldenEye.
Yeah.
He didn't say Perfect Dark, and I'm not trying to
Dude,
I'm not trying to like shit on
I
you.
get the meme, but there's also
he said GoldenEye.
There's also a thing where it's like
he was excited.
where there's
to
like
say
that
GoldenEye.
45-year-old dad in a room.
Adam, if you're watching,
And he's like looking at the screen. He's like, "This my shit." And he's like sitting, "This my shit."
You go get ready.
like in GoldenEye's intro is coming in.
And that's what I mean. I'm not trying to fucking shit on your foot.
Well, the thing is like, yes, the game that came out in August of '97 and sold a ton got more play and recognition than the game that came out in May 2000.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. But we're talking about which is the better game.
Yeah, no, and I was excited to play both. I was fucking hella ready. I fucking used the suitcase gun and set turrets and spawns and shit like that.
Let's start writing some names down.
Yeah.
All right, me first. Games as nomination
Also,
for N64.
Danny, you were there. You heard it. Adam said, "You go play GoldenEye?"
Here go.
I love that
The
game.
best fighting game on the system.
Right, we're just gonna.
You know what?
Actually,
But-
had some of the most early tutorials of a fighting game ever.
But No Mercy, they're fighting each other. Doesn't that make that a fighting game?
It's an interesting conversation, Kenny.
Yeah.
Maybe you should make a YouTube video about it.
Hey, right?
All right,
YouTube video about it.
Damn, Simmons went in.
might as well put it on there now.
I'm just gonna go towards all of the games that I've personally played and enjoyed.
So we're saying No
No Mercy.
Mercy over Revenge over WrestleMania 2000. Like, you can't have all four of them.
No,
on
I can't.
there. I would argue WrestleMania runs slightly
Yeah,
better.
because that's you're right with that. But No Mercy just came out with like the legendary fucking.
And to me, it was, in
It's either or.
yeah.
in my eyes, like that, the big wrestling game on the system was WCW NWO Revenge.
Revenge.
No, yeah.
Well, Revenge
That's
was
the
when
big
everyone
one.
made
Yeah.
everyone take notice, which again
Yeah.
is the GoldenEye argument.
Yeah,
That's the one people remember.
Revenge was solid and just godlike. That one was, yeah, for sure. And some of those ran better
Rant again,
because
oh God.
this came with so much packed in.
That's Perfect Dark.
Yeah. And the other one, like, Jesus, they had, what was it? Yeah, he also said Star Fox.
I'm gonna do a different font every time.
My cousin said Star Fox. He said Star Fox, GoldenEye.
Absolutely Star Fox.
Yeah. Shout out to
The
Adam.
hype for Star Fox 64 was pretty crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Like before that game was out, it was like the hype of a Rumble Pack, you know, like, which is such a weird thing to think about getting excited about nowadays. But like, it was there, dude. That game was like, whoa, we're into it.
I think we're writing too big. I'm ready.
Yeah, we're ready
We'll
to
figure it out.
Diddy Kong Racing. Diddy Kong Racing.
Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Zoot.
Ooch.
Yeah,
whatever.
Ocarina of Time.
You know what it is.
Yeah.
Mario 64. Zelda Ooch.
This Mario 64 game's kind of good.
My favorite
know?
video games.
Banjo-Kazooie. Yeah. Oh, fuck.
So
Oh,
me and
fuck.
well, then me and Simmons are probably also going to get in another argument.
It's Mario 69. That's
Nice.
Yeah.
Mario 69.
See, that's the one that me and Simmons going to go because I'm going to put Mario Kart.
That's a closer argument, though.
Yeah.
That one's legitimately like more like one is better for single, one's better for multi.
Yo, Kamehame, thank you very much, dude. Dang, I have to start thinking. But can I go on Star Fox 64, Mario 64? I have to start thinking now. Mm-hmm. Oh. Man, is it one of the best? Is Shadows of the Empire one of the best games on N64?
Hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no.
I like parts of it.
Oh no, hell no.
But not all of it. I pretty much am like defining just the first level, and then you never get that ever again. So
I mean, like
maybe not.
For Rogue Squadron or Episode 1 Racing.
Maybe not. Not a good call. You know, I'll put this in there because I legit beat it and I had a great time during it, which is just like a weird concept for a game.
Blast Core.
Last score.
Blast Core. All right,
Cool game.
I will put this on here before I forget.
Oh, we got one. I got one. Ogre Battle, really?
Yeah, a lot of people like that.
Very good game. Very, very good game. Ogre Battle 64.
I got one.
I owned it.
Okay.
You know, there's like 3 007 games, or at least 2.
There's only one.
Which one, Max? Mario Party 2.
The best one.
The best
The best one
one.
on N64 is Mario Party 2. All right.
Is it my
I
turn?
might be out. Chat's gonna get me to think. I might legit be out.
You could put another one. Think of another fighting game on
Do
there.
I dare or do I dare?
But to some people, it might not. It's not considered a fighting
You're
game.
right. That one should be up there.
There you
It's
go.
the best version.
You do it.
Yeah. No, you do it.
No, that's you.
Are you next?
I have some other games.
Okay. All right. That's a good call.
Yeah.
That is a good call.
Smash Brothers.
Never mind.
Was that it?
Oh,
Dude. No.
Super Smash Brothers. Hey.
Ooh,
okay,
that's a big
trilogy.
brain.
that's a solid.
Big
That's a big
brain.
brain.
That's a solid one.
Considered to be the best MK game of that era by many.
Hell yeah, I got it. This is a good one. I like that.
0.
Nah, well, that should also go on here.
Mega Man 64. I played Mega Man Legends. I didn't play Mega Man 64. It's an 8. It's an 8.
Harvest Moon. Harvest Moon.
Kenny's writing a lot of shit.
Beetle Adventure Racing.
Oh, I got one.
That's a good one.
Beetle Adventure
got one.
Racing.
That one's actually good.
I got one.
Ooh, Extreme G.
Oh yeah.
Hang Time.
Oh
You have
yeah.
another one.
NBA Hang
best basketball
Time.
game ever.
You also have another
Hang
one.
Time.
Yeah.
It's not a basketball game.
NFL Blitz 2000.
Yeah.
Yep. It's not. You're not wrong, dude. Yo, Real Zero, thank you. What Harkin? Wave Race, Conquer's Bad Fur Day.
Wave Race is solid.
Conquer's is up to y'all. That's up to y'all.
Welcome back to the stage of history.
I might be running low.
Thinner Mario, Bigger Adventure. Paper Mario. Paper Mario, y'all.
I could do Wave Race. I really enjoy Wave
Omni,
Race.
thanks for the 10. Let's not forget Conker's bad for a day. What did you forget?
I have not forgotten.
Simmons did not forget.
San Francisco
It is
Rush.
not
What about now?
unforgotten.
It's time to rock with the Pika de
I like.
Bumble.
See, here's the thing. I like San Francisco Rush. None of these guys are gonna vote for it. They were sleeping when I was playing.
San Francisco Rush and like Cruisin', I think they're good games, but I don't think.
These guys were sleeping
I don't.
when I was
Personally.
playing it. And San Francisco Rush is probably one of my favorite racing games of all time.
Was it better on Dreamcast?
Well, Dreamcast had 2049, and 2049.
Ah, they're different. What does that say?
Pokemon Stadium is in my top 10.
Pokemon Stadium.
All those content.
Thank you. Pokemon Stadium connected to what? Pokemon Red and Blue?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, Gauntlet. Gauntlet Legends.
Pokemon Stadium 2 connected to
Oh,
Golden
well,
Sword.
I would probably go for Gauntlet on Dreamcast,
Yeah.
to be real, if it was going to make it. I'm thinking of like, okay, these are the most 4-player capable versions of these games. If it was in there, we had these discussions on the Dreamcast one. And do you think Gauntlet makes it to top 10? I don't think so. I think it's good.
No Mercy's on there.
I mean, to be real, Gauntlet's always been like an 8 out of 10 game. That's just fun.
Yeah, it's
You
fun.
know?
I'd put Wave Race. I love that. I played the hell out of Wave Race.
Who has to go? Kenny has to go.
I'll go Wave Race. I liked it.
Wave Race is good.
Yeah, I played a ton of it.
Resident Evil 2? Ah, nah.
Why?
We put
It's very good.
It's very good.
Yeah.
But
It's good.
technically,
It's the first game to ever have a randomizer.
it is true, but also is like in many ways inferior to the PlayStation version. Just because of
Not many.
not a ton, but it is. Like it's like it's,
Not many. It's got better controls. It's got the goofy like blood options, and it's got a randomizer.
Well,
it's,
and-
it's missing the weird battle mode with Chris and whatever, but
and all the visuals look worse.
it's a little fuzzier.
No, like the backgrounds
It's-
look way worse.
It's a little fuzzy. What you gotta remember? You play the PlayStation 1 one, where it's like not the PC or GameCube one.
Yeah, no, I know, but there's the N64 is like half the resolution of the backgrounds because of
It's
the car.
fuzzier.
It's definitely fuzzy.
It's a little fuzzier. And they dropped one frame out of it.
I don't know if I want to put. I don't know if I want to stand Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. I like it.
Yeah.
I like 10% of that game though. The rest of it is not. The rest of it is an idea. So I don't know if I'm ready to like throw it up there. Doom 64, I didn't play it, and I know it's a very different game, which I got re-released.
No bias to Pokemon, but Pokemon Stadium or Pokemon Snap? Lavender Town. First of all, no bias to Pokemon, please.
You guys go. I don't have anything that I can stand.
You were gonna put Blitz.
Yeah, NFL Blitz 2000.
Whatever, it's a T. Turok 2!
Turok.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'm Turok.
Do I have anything else? I mean, you could put Blitz. I'm trying to think. I think I'm
JFG.
Jet Force Gemini.
Jet Force Gemini. It's also
Mystical
very-
Ninja
also pretty
Goemon.
good. I could put this on here.
Start adding.
Yeah? Okay.
If things are standing out that you're gonna stand, start adding them. Really, Vigilante 8?
Fuck yes, on N64? Fuck yeah.
All right.
Vigilante 8.
Before Jet Force Gemini?
Man, Vigilante is so fucking good. on
Revenge,
it.
yeah. And Revenge was fire.
What's happening up here? Spider Dude, Jet Force Gemini. Jesus Christ, they're all back.
Got,
2014.
you know what else you got? You got Mario Golf. Fucking incredible on N64. Even used the transfer pack months and months before it came out. It had content in the game that you couldn't access until months later when the transfer pack came out officially.
Hidden DLC.
Yeah, basically.
A game will get
Omni, thank you.
it'll get a
Throw another one out here. How about 1080 snowboarding? That's up to you guys.
That was really good. I'll put it on there, and that'll be my last. Cause I would put Mesa Dark Age. I like Mesa Dark Age. It's not a bad game when it comes to like those other fighting games that were coming out at the time.
My thing is, I don't want to put games on there just that I played. You know,
No,
I played them. But do I think they're top 8 worthy?
I owned 1080.
I own 1080. I love 1080. 1080 was a major vibe. 1080, that's a good one. Major vibe.
Where's Donkey Kong 64, Simmons?
Come on. Banjo's already on there.
Banjo 1 or 2?
I won. I haven't even put Tui on here. But,
No, you can only have one.
yeah. Very different games. Ugh. You know what? This needs to be on here because it is very good.
Simp.
Sin and Punishment.
Simp.
Sin and Punishment. Sin and Punishment.
Conker's still not on there, Simmons.
Conker's is like the weakest rare. Well, Conker and DK can fight it out for like the bottom tier of the 3D, but the rare platformers. Like they're still good, but like play Conker. The controls in that game are not it.
Lego Racer. I think it's it, chat.
Oh, there's definitely more.
F-Zero.
Yeah, there's definitely more we could put on here. There's definitely more I could put on here. I mean,
But for the sake of the debate,
Rogue Squad,
where
Majora's Mask, yeah,
where we really start, where push comes to shove on the debate, yeah.
Hybrid Heaven,
Road Rash.
Road Rash 64.
Woo! That's a banger from me. Does it make top 10? It's 4-player. It's fun. We played that and we had a blast. Damn, Road Rash 64.
Lover. Paperboy 64 sucks. Really?
Oh, it's a banger, dude.
I liked the game. I liked it. I rented it. I enjoyed it.
It's a
but
banger.
It's okay.
You play with 4 friends and it is, oh my God.
So many of the experiences in the system are defined by people sitting next to you.
I played these 4-player games with the homies all the time. Fun fact, I was playing N64. Maybe I was around like 17, 18. Homies were over. We were playing GoldenEye. I bought some pajamas at Ross that had that little hat and stuff like that. And I was dating a girl, and she showed up, and we were playing N64 games, and I was in these pajamas, and she showed up, and I'm like looking like a turbo nerd. I didn't really hear back from her that much after.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Worked out well.
Yeah, worked out great.
I have a similar funny story from that era, which is okay. Well, we'll just call it high school or whatever.
Muffin, thank you.
There was this girl in when I was in high school who like every guy liked, and every guy was like taking shit to like talk to her or whatever. And I didn't actually like her. I liked her friend. But anyway, we were at like this party one time.
God dang.
What's up, Rampancy? And I don't know how the subject got started, but it like I guess word got out that I played like video games. So she asked me about something from N64. I talked to this girl for like 2 hours about cool N64 stuff. And I was like so oblivious to what I was doing. And then I had all these dirty looks for like months afterwards because, like all this jealous looks at forever. And I was like, and then it didn't hit me at all. I'm like, I was just talking about N64 games. Cause, so, like it was this weird thing where it's just like,
Simmons does have to get
just
the gab.
be yourself and stop worrying about, how they're going to react or say or whatever. And you might end up having a 2-hour conversation with the popular chick at one point. So, just be yourself. That's the moral of that story.
Somebody said, are there any hot takes yet? Not yet. We haven't gotten into the delegation chat. This is just getting a list. Filling the list out. And the problem with Conker's Bad Fur Day and DK64 is that it has no stands in this room. We have no people in this room that can properly defend it from any of the other games on the list.
I don't know. Like, even though that was like around the South Park time, just Conker's Bad Fur Day just didn't it didn't do it for me. Maybe I was a little too older. If I was a little bit younger, I'd be like, he's like a butt. And like,
thing stuck in my tooth. I'll be right back.
And boobies and a butt. Ha ha ha. Boobies. I was a little older, so that humor just didn't fly with me.
All right, I'm putting it on here. It needs to be on here.
What is it?
It's Majora's Mask.
Yeah, okay.
Majora's Mask. It's probably going to get cut, but I'm putting it on here. Put it on.
There's a lot of Majora's
Snowboard
Mask.
Kids 1 and 2.
Those were bangers.
I can't believe I have not seen one person in chat ask for Chameleon Twist 1 or 2. Why, chat? Why?
64?
Why no Chameleon Twist?
Army Man was actually a banger. It was a low-key banger. I didn't own it. My friend had it, and we played it, and it was actually fun.
I got one. Finally. Jesus, I forgot. Went to the bathroom and I remembered what the hell it is.
Damn. Gex.
Ooh. Just scratch that off right now.
Chat, I have this really good one.
Did you realize that Gex is sex with a G?
All right, chat.
Anyway, I'll move on.
Welcome back to the stage of history.
All right, I think we're done.
Yeah.
I think we're done.
There's still other games. Yes, I get it. There are other games.
We're not listening like... We have to put the games that we can argue. Just straight up. There has to be an argument made here. And right now, there's only so much of an argument that can be made.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. We can easily make this go to 30 with F-Zero and Body Harvest
Fucking
or whatever.
shit.
F-Zero, put it on there.
Let's put F-Zero on there, bro.
Yeah, put F-Zero on there. All right.
Where's Steve? Who?
F-Zero!
F-Zero's cool.
I got it with 20.
Welcome back to the stage of history.
Thumbnail.
No Mercy?
Woo-wee!
No, that was only one wrestling game?
Yeah, it's only one wrestling game. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's so many.
There is so many.
Yeah, you could put Mischief.
Shut up, Max.
We have
Shut up,
29.
Ken.
I think we're fine.
The stage of history.
All right, can we start delegating now? Because again, chat, the point of this is that these aren't the best games on the system. They are the best games on the system, and your mother is ugly. Sorry. What we're saying is that these have to go through a delegation. They have to go through a proper argument. So we have to provide information and battle all of us to get to a point where one decides the victory. And we need to have individuals that are
the
open-minded
victory.
enough to be able
I
to
think
accept
Resident
that.
Evil 2 should absolutely be on here, personally. I think it's one of the most impressive games on the system.
Here's my take. It made another list really high.
Did it?
Yes,
Yeah,
RE2 made it really high up the PlayStation 2 list, as it should. Or PlayStation 1 list, sorry. So, to me, it's like, yeah, PSO would have made it onto the GameCube list.
12
But I didn't want to do that.
12 people made that port in 1 year with a budget of $1 million.
Darn.
If anything, it is the one of the greatest examples of, squeezing blood out of an orange. What the hell is
Oh,
it?
yeah.
Yeah,
Blood of a
blood
rock.
out of a
Squeezing
rock.
blood out of a rock. Like, they did it. They managed to do it. And it was really obvious that the N64 was not designed for all this FMV bullshit.
Yeah.
Which is why Final Fantasy VII would have been 7 cartridges. All right.
Which those people said they could have gotten 7 on N64.
Yeah, they could have done it.
Because they said, well, a lot of people don't know this. There's a lot of junk data on those other discs. Just a lot of repeated.
Yeah.
A lot of repeated
But
stuff.
that repeated stuff is things that'll just take a long time to get out of there without
Yeah.
fucking up the rest of the game.
Right.
Okay, let's start
We didn't
arguing.
even put Blitz on here. Jesus. Okay, whatever. Let's go.
Don't Max put it on there.
I'm okay. Because I think we put Blitz on the Dreamcast one.
My
and it didn't
mother's
make
upper
sense.
lip says Sub-Zero Mythologies. No.
No,
No, because that didn't have cutscenes.
no Sub-Zero. All right, where do we begin? What are the obvious ones that might need to go?
Road Rash 64. I'm sorry, Kenny.
All right, and then get Sin and Punishment after that, too.
Ooh, that's it. You've never even played Sin and Punishment.
Who fucking has?
Many fucking people.
15 people in this chat.
Let them have it, chat. Let them have it.
All 15
Fucking
of you.
amazing rail shooter.
All 15 of you.
I remember trying it. It's a little sluggish feeling. I remember when I gave it a shot, it was like, this is Panzer Dragoon, but not as good. It's got a cool concept. I like the art. I like the direction of the game. But when it came to actually like playing it, I've played like a lot of those kind of games, right? Obviously leading up to that. And I was like, oh, well, this is cool. If this is your first rail shooter, like this would be cool, And there wasn't many of those on the system at the time. But a great game, legit, a cool game.
Here's the problem with Sin and Punishment. It's not Star Fox 64.
Yes, and there you go, where it's like Star Fox 64 is the ultra rail shooter. I think there's arguments to be made between Star Fox 64 and Panzer Dragoon Zwei. You effectively have like the mass marketable one and then the art house piece, which is like, Panzer Dragoon. So, but that's an argument for another time. I think that's fair, right? On both ends, Road Rash 64. Obviously cool. Obviously, there's a stand in the room for it, which is fine, and we've played it.
It is a lot of fun. It is ugly as fuck, but it's a lot of fun.
Sin and Punishment, another cool game, but obviously, like, there's other rail shooters on this list that are substantially better. But a cool... I think the fact that the game was anime as fuck is also kind of influential, because it was one of the first, like, really anime N64 games instead of Mischief Makers.
Yeah.
Rush 2.
Or Wonder
Yeah.
Project J2 for anyone who knows what that
Rush
is.
2 was really
Or
good.
the official Neon Genesis Evangelion game on N64.
Yeah, and again, only in Japan. Right. Only in Japan.
They did bring it out on Virtual Console later on, but yeah.
Did they translate it? They must have.
The game was already in English.
Oh, there you go.
It was actually meant for America, and America just said fuck it at the end because N64 was dead.
Yeah. Then there you go. So I don't know. I could see both of them going without. Kenny, you got it on there, right? We're happy.
Yeah.
Simmons got Sin and Punishment. We got to talk about it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Come on.
All right, let's go. Delegation, mark off this, and
Simp and Punishment.
Simp and punishment. Simp,
Simple punishment.
simp and punishment. Max gotta kill one.
I will sacrifice. Defend Harvest Moon 64.
This is anecdotal. Because it was one of the early, not the earliest, because there was Harvest Moon on SNES,
On
although
SNES and like PlayStation, right?
super late. I think PlayStation came after N64 in America, at least.
Comparable release though.
This was the game that like brought cozy gaming to the masses, like to people. It was one of the early dating sim games where you could date, get a wife, have a kid, do all that jazz.
Fancy
it was like
game.
the first time where you didn't quest, you lived. You vibed, and it was like relatively well done.
Yeah,
Like,
but it's not
art
the
style.
first one.
Not the very, very first one, but it is like it is a good one, and it brought a lot of people cozy gaming.
Yeah.
Stardew Valley would not exist without Harvest Moon.
Yeah, the foundation of Animal Crossing. You know, I get it.
In a sense, yes. So that is my and I have a whole like personal story of the game. You know, when I was young and I went to like I was with my cousins. We were at Target and the game was on sale and I was $5 short. And my grandpa was just like, "Oh, well, I'll spot you the $5."
It was one of those games, yeah.
Yeah, and then me and my cousins all weekend long just got hooked on this game, and we would like run out and tell my grandpa like all the updates to our farm as we got them, because you know he was like an investor in my farm basically at that point and stuff. So. And that's a game you could talk about with your family and not have them think you're fucking insane. So that's why I say Harvest Moon 64 is
Because if you went to your grandpappy and started talking about what was going down in Majora's Mask, he's gonna lock you up. You're just gonna get put into an insane asylum like that. He's like, my kid is broken. Time to let him go. Gotta fix him.
What are you doing?
That was in the mug.
Simmons is it top 10 though?
That was in the mug.
I would say for me it's top 10,
Hold
but
on.
like 10 it would be if
Yes.
it was.
But that's on your personal list and on our group list. It would probably barely squeak out. So let's just and Kenny is checked out.
No.
So
That was,
let's just. We're talking about Harvest Moon.
Yeah,
Kenny. You have
I mean,
nothing
like-
to add.
I didn't really play. I know what Simmons is talking about. It was what is it? Animal Crossing before Animal Crossing. Not
Yes.
really, but an Animal Crossing like.
Yeah, a cozy game.
Cozy game.
Cozy
With
game.
secrets and all kinds of stuff.
Is it better than Star Fox and Mario and Zelda and Perfect Dark? No, it's
No.
It's like the epitome of like a good 8 out of 10 on the system.
Yeah, I didn't 9 if you just hate those other games for whatever reason.
Yeah. All right, let's do it. Let's come on.
Dang. Here.
How do you keep losing the pens, Kenny?
They're right here.
I've given you 2.
No, give me one.
Scratch
I
it.
gave you 2.
Let's scratch. We got to move on.
Alright, so then me cut. I cut. Can I cut a game I put on here?
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah,
last
we've done
time.
that before. If you know that you just wanted to talk about a game, that's fine. And just get it up there so we can discuss it, that's fine.
I cut Paper Mario.
All right.
It's good. It's fun, but it's what you said. It is an 8 out of 10.
Okay. Fair enough. It's on there.
It's
Worth considering.
far beneath Mario RPG. So I'm sorry for that $100 donation.
Dude, it made it. I have one that I can nominate
Okay.
based on specifically. I can't play this shit. It's Turok 2.
Oh.
Turok N64 games.
Cerebral bore, Max. Cerebral bore.
I can't. That shit is hard to play.
You know what's funny? I remember playing Turok and like, I was playing Turok and I started getting nauseous and sick.
Yes.
And I'm like, what's happening?
It's
to
the
me?
first game that ever got me to
Yes.
feel that way.
Yes.
What's happening to me?
I
Yeah.
played, like GoldenEye, never felt like that.
Yep, exactly.
I played Turok and I'm wondering, why am I getting a migraine?
Yeah, why am I sick?
Why do I feel like I'm going to throw up?
You guys have weak brains, weak eyes. I ran to play the shit out of that game. I didn't get sick, but yeah, the frame rate kind of would go.
This is the notorious game that sort of awakened that in people to make you realize that, like, oh, a massively fluctuating frame rate can
Like,
really fuck with you.
If Digital Foundry did a frame rate analysis on the N64 on original hardware, the frame rate thing would look like this.
Yeah.
But you know what was wild too? What I really appreciate about Turok, like the guns would transform and like you pull out the guns like
That's some cool shit.
and like transform. I was like, whoa, that blew my mind.
It's also coming back
Yeah, in pog form.
and literally getting a new Turok.
I think it's a great game. It has some of the best graphics on the
I think it's a
system.
great game.
It
Would
has-
you agree that it's not like up there with all the other FPS god tiers?
Okay, we don't need any really angry Matt McMuscles coming down to extract revenge. But
No, we've already.
my
started
personal
wars.
feeling is Turok 2 was really cool, but it's not the best.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Kenny, you choose. I chose twice.
Let's see. I could nominate one of my own, but how many? Beetle Adventure Racing.
Yeah.
Fantastic game. Runs really well.
Performs well.
It has speed. Some of these other racing games don't have a lot of speed.
Yeah.
Mario Kart doesn't really feel that fast. Diddy Kong feels really slow. That's just my thing, because when I saw it and I played, it doesn't really feel. Beetle Adventure Racing actually felt fast. When I'm racing, it had like good, it was a lot of like really good maps, shortcuts. There was a good sense of speed.
It's kind of mixing, something somewhat realistic in the world of fantastical racing.
It's like half.
It's the proto. It's like the new Cruisin'. It's the proto version of new Cruisin'.
Pretty much, yeah.
It was good. It was like you took San Francisco Rush and Mario Kart and had a baby.
Yeah.
I don't see it
I
getting
remember
touched.
It's
got
also
an-
not Diddy Kong and it's also not Mario Kart.
I remember getting a 9 in Egypt and going like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck?" And then I
Yeah.
rented it. I'm like, "Oh, this is the shit." Actually,
I rent, and I'm like, wow.
And
I think it
my
would- I think-
argument's almost the same for Beetle Adventure as it is for like Wave Race, where it's like they're cool games,
Yeah.
but when you hold
Race was
them,
great. They're both mine. I don't mind.
this
if I
game,
get double.
this game's positive influence on this list is 90% water.
Yes, that's what it was. It was water.
I can't even-
I'm just being real.
It is the most-
90%
I
water.
had this game. I loved it. It was a lot of fun, but the majority of it was water, and there weren't that many courses and stuff like that. But it was a lot of fun.
This game is the most Sega game Nintendo ever made.
It's true. Because Sega also made
Like-
those games before.
Yeah, the announcer, the presentation, everything about Wave Race 64 just screams Sega, even though it's a Nintendo-made game.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I remember not liking the controls.
Oh my god!
They take some getting used to.
It took getting used to, but then I think that to me was kind of the fun of it. Especially that one guy who was the hardest to use. But a buddy of mine learned to use him, and he was just destroyed because he was tough.
I think for a lot of the racing games on this system, like I came from the era of Sega racers, so when I got here and I tried some of this stuff, it was like
I would like to I would like to cut it, but I would like to cut it a little higher, even though we don't really count when we cut it. Because god dang it, the water feeling and stuff like that was
Bouncing on
fantastic,
waves.
and especially on a 3D system, like the water
that was
really
something
cool.
because it was it was an early N64 game. There have been 3D games before, but like racing on water, that water felt realistic, didn't exist.
The only thing that compares to comes later, and it's Jet Moto, and that game is a fucking pile of shit.
Yes.
Those Jet Moto games, I don't know how they made like 3 or more of them, dude. They're cool ideas. My fucking god. Like, I'll give Wave Race credit. Those Jet Moto games were like solid 6 out of 10s. This was definitely like up there. You have like an 8 or a 9 sort of racing experience. Sorry, Jet Moto fans.
Do we cut Wave Race?
That's just balls.
Are we cutting Wave Race though? Realistically, do we see this in top 10?
It's close. It's like
I don't
top
with
15.
Diddy. The problem is Diddy Kong and the other exemplary racing experiences on the system. And this one is like literally, I argue, 90% water, let's flip it to 70% water, 25% vibes, 5% kind of gameplay. Like it's really like.
I don't know. I like the vibes on it, man.
That's what I mean. It's
25%
a quarter of it,
vibes.
25% vibes.
Okay,
It's a
that's
big vibes game.
But 5% gameplay.
You really don't love the gameplay in Wave Race. Like, it usually isn't what you feel about it. Let's just move on. Let's just move on so we can cut Smash
All
Brothers.
right. Whoa. Oh man. Okay. F-Zero X. Would any of you defend F-Zero X's top 10? I think it's cool because it's one of the only 60 frames per second games on the system.
Performance-wise, it's cool. I think controls-wise, it's cool. I remember looking at it and like, why did it look so bad?
It has the tube stuff, because everything is like flat shaded, no detail polygon.
My biggest issue with the game is that it's like it's fun and it's got the really touchy F-Zero stuff that you like. I think the bigger issue for me is that F-Zero doesn't become an appetizing game for me personally until GX. Or GX-AX.
I kind of agree.
And it's like, I remember seeing that, and I looked at it, somebody playing it on a TV, I'm like, And it's just fast, and it's got some crazy courses and shit, but ultimately I think like the visual styling of it, because they were trying to get gameplay focus, really cut a lot. And that's just me personally.
I owned it. Yeah, I would agree. Like, I don't know, like when F-Zero came out on the Super Nintendo, you're like, whoa!
Cool idea.
Yeah. And then when he came out on this, you're like, oh.
Well,
Did not feel like a necessary upgrade.
Yeah.
it's just smooth, which most N64 games weren't.
No, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I don't think we have a stand in the room for it, but it does deserve like recognition, you know?
Hey,
So-
they got a 4-player racing game to run at 60 frames on the N64. It got no detail because of it, but I mean, I kind of agree with you. F-Zero to me didn't hit until Sega got a hold of it.
I don't think I liked F-Zero until Sega got a hold of it. I'll be completely honest. Like, I thought I'm like, oh, this NES game, I'm like, that's neat. And then N64 game, why does it look worse? And then 3, 2, 1, go! Like, oh shit, this shit's fucking crazy. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I feel
the way
like
Sega did.
most of my experiences of F-Zero are like audio cues and shit.
Yeah.
You know?
You've got boot power.
Anyway, it's good. It is good. Where's the next? Is it my turn?
I think it's Kenny's turn.
This is one of the few ones Max played.
What's MM?
Majora's Mask.
Last core. I think it's got to go.
Yeah, it's gonna go. I know. It's an 8 out of 10. Cool game idea.
Yeah.
Fun game. It was like, oh, this feels like something that's only really possible on the N64, at least at the time. And I liked it, but it's
cool
like
music, Robin. Cool music, but yeah.
it's cool. But is it like one of the primo rare games? No.
It kind of feels like a tech demo.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. It's a more fun version of Pilot Wings.
We didn't even put Pilot Wings.
I didn't even put Pilot Wings on it.
So yeah, okay.
I'm with you. I feel it.
All right, so Max got to pick another one.
I'll pick another one. Let's get something out of here. Let's get something hairy. I'm gonna say Vigilante 8.
Man, fuck you! It's the best car combat game ever.
It is, and my issue is that it is a car combat game.
Wow.
Well, isn't it better on Dreamcast?
I don't think one's on Dreamcast. I think only two's on Dreamcast.
Oh.
And my only issue
This
with
one
these...
had 4-player and an exclusive course.
Yes, there's more stuff. N64 version had a lot. My only issue is that like a lot of these car combat games in the time, and Twisted Metal, which is a Twisted Metal like, I just never liked
This
it very
game was
much.
so fun. so fun.
Kenny.
Because you had Twisted Metal. Twisted Metal 2 was the GOAT for a while. And this was the true sequel to Twisted Metal 2. And it stayed as king until the car combat genre basically died.
Yes.
Man. I don't know.
Twisted Metal Black though. But here's the thing.
But compared to some of the other games on this system, is Vigilante 8 better than 1080?
Yes. Yes. There's definitely more content.
Is Vigilante 8 better than like NBA Hig Time?
It depends on if you like shooty hoops or
I
car
mean,
combat.
that's why we're arguing a top 10.
I would pick Vigilante 8 over Hang Time personally. Hang Time is hyper dependent on having 4 players.
That's true.
I remember playing solo and having fun because I found cheese. I found the Ewing.
Well, it's 2-player, 1 or 2. With that said, 1080 stands on its own over V8 because the single player was cool.
1080 has troubles. Going to have trouble staying on this list because
there's
not a lot to do.
If you guys are gonna vote it out, I'm not gonna shit.
You're not gonna,
I'm just
I'm
saying.
not gonna drop to my knees.
Kenny Willis can back me up. Vigilante 8's great. It's like one of the best car combat games ever.
Which is why it's up here. Which is why you put it on there. You start counting, it's not gonna feel good, man. We've only cut like 7.
It's not gonna make sense.
Okay, can we do a double dose, a Decker dose? Yeah. All right.
That's fair.
Double Dick and
I
Decker.
like 1080. I bought 1080, but 1080 doesn't have a ton of courses.
For some reason,
modes.
because
But it's a good
I do have something to
vibe.
say about 1080. As someone that came from like the Sega snowboarding game and the arcade one and cool borders and shit, 1080's board felt huge. Is that a weird thing to say? Like the camera fisheye they used made the board, like the rider on the board, like they were riding a surfboard down the mountain. For some reason, this game has a really good screen presence of the player and their board contacting to a mountain that some of the other snowboarding games didn't really feel that good.
Yeah.
Like Cool Borders was a little adjacent to Tony Hawk in some way. And I feel like 1080 definitely was the coolest looking of all of them. I was still trying to be realistic.
Yeah, and it was because it was doing like different types of snow and like the the snow that you could crunch through, the powder, the hard, the icy snow or whatever.
Yeah.
Work your body to work your body, work your body to work your body, work your body. That's literally the menu theme.
But I get why it's up there. It was definitely one of the better like snowboarding games at the time. Who's next? We cut 2.
Yeah, one is mine. So
Do we see anything on here that you just like that stands out? What stands out?
I'm an MK fan, but
It is like the best of the old MK games.
not necessarily. MK Trilogy runs the best out of when you compare it to.
Has the most characters too.
No. PlayStation has the most characters. It has the ones where you can switch. Like MK it has like the MK1 characters and all this kind of stuff.
Oh.
But this ran at a better frame rate, and this is the one they use competitively.
That one they also have the other Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
This one has female chameleon.
Yeah. This one, it runs best on the 64. The PlayStation had way more characters and stuff like that. But to me, this is like an MK Mugen.
Yeah.
It was a MK
And from what I understand, it wasn't even made by proper NetherRealm themselves.
Yeah. It was great, and people love it because there's so much. But to me, even as an MK fan, even like in its prime, I own both versions.
You like UMK3 more?
Yes.
I get it.
UMK3 is a much better.
I'm just glad we got another fighting game on this list.
Yes.
And yeah, I definitely felt.
There's 3 fighting games on this list. 4 if you count No Mercy.
No murky.
No Murky.
All
It's
right.
like a Mugen.
All right.
Remember, you got that one hiding up there.
Ooh.
There's no one to stand this game.
No.
Simmons is putting it up there almost like it was going to be number 30. Like, that's my only argument. You just put it up there to put it up there.
Majora's Mask, considered by many the greatest N64 game.
Yeah. I think it's the greatest game of all time. Scratch it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold up.
Okay. You say give it its piece before.
up.
Give it its piece.
This is why Majora's Mask does not make top 10 on N64.
All right.
Because in Majora's Mask, there are only 4 main dungeons. So if you want to do the critical path in Majora's Mask, you just want to play the game, do the crit path, do the main story, here's what you got to do. Let's say you beat Snowhorn Temple, the second temple, right? Snow Peak. Okay? Time reverts back to day 1. You start in Clock Town. It is now time to go. You have to go to the ocean to get to the third temple, okay? To get to the third temple, you gotta get to the ocean. To get to the ocean, you gotta hop over a fence. To hop over the fence, you need your horse. To get to your horse, you have to go to the ranch. To get to the ranch, you need to get a giant bomb. To get a giant bomb, you need to get a giant bomb license. To get a giant bomb license, you gotta do a giant bomb license test, which makes you carry a giant ticking bomb slowly across a mountain peak while not getting killed by wolves. Once you get the giant bomb license, you can go buy a giant bomb at another store. You buy a giant bomb, you blow up the boulder to the ranch. You go to the ranch and there's your horse. You get your horse, but you can't get your horse back unless you agree to kill the aliens at night. You agree to kill the aliens at night, but then you just say, all right, fuck off. I'll just leave with my horse. Not do that cycle. So just ignore it. You get the horse. So now you get the horse. You hop over the fence. You hop over the fence. You go to the beach. Now you're on the beach. How do I get to the temple? The temple is on the other side of the ocean. To get to the other side of the ocean, you gotta ride on a giant turtle. To ride on a giant turtle, you gotta summon him with a song. To get the song to summon him, you gotta get Lulu to sing the song. To get Lulu to sing the song, you gotta get her out of her depression. To get her out of her depression, you have to get all the Zora eggs. So the Zora eggs are actually split in 2 places. Half of the Zora eggs are in the Gerudo Fortress, half of the other eggs are in a trench in the ocean. So you gotta go all the way through the Gerudo Fortress to get half of the eggs. So now that's kind of fun because it's a Gerudo Fortress to do all this Metal Gear Stealth gameplay. Here's the thing, every single egg requires 1 whole bottle, okay? So if you haven't done a bunch of other side quests to get other bottles, you are going to be going in and out of the Gerudo Fortress 1 at a time. Because how do you get the eggs to hatch? To get the eggs to hatch, you have to take them to the aquarium. You put them in the aquarium, you have to wait a day for each egg to hatch. So what you gotta do is you gotta go sneak around, get half the eggs in the Gerudo Fortress, put them in the aquarium tank, and then you gotta get the other half of the eggs in the trench in the ocean. To get the trench in the ocean, you have to go through the murky waters. To get to the murky waters, you need a golden seahorse. To get a golden seahorse, you have to talk to the fisherman. The fisherman will not give you the golden seahorse. To get the fisherman to give you the golden seahorse, you need to get a picture of a Gerudo. To get a picture of the Gerudo, you need a camera. To get a camera, you gotta go to the swamp, and you gotta go do the swamp tour minigame. So you do the swamp tour minigame once, so you can get the camera. You get the camera, you go back to the ocean. You go to the Gerudo Fortress, you take a picture of a Gerudo. You take a picture of a Gerudo, you give it to the fisherman. The fisherman gives you a seahorse. You take the golden seahorse into the murky ocean. You follow it through the murky ocean. You go down the trench. There's a bunch of eels in there. You avoid them to get all the other eggs. Now again, you need a bottle for each egg. After you've gotten all of them, you have to get them all back to the aquarium, and you have to do this before the 3rd day, because it takes a whole day for the eggs to hatch. And the game has a 3-day cycle, because if you go back in time, you have to do it all over again. So you have to do all this shit before the fucking 3rd day, and then on the 3rd day, if you somehow magically done this, the eggs will hatch, the tadpoles will come up, they'll teach you the song. You learn the song, you teach the song. You go back to Lulu to teach her Lulu, play the song for Lulu. So Lulu will then sing the song, and it'll end summon the turtle, which you can then get on the turtle, just to go to the 3rd fucking dungeon. All of that to go to the 3rd fucking dungeon. You know, this is why Majora's Mask is not the Zelda game you think it is. It is a poorly paced, padded game. It's not the best.
You know what I love? The Majora's Mask fans are like, no, stop! Make him stop! No! He's telling the truth! He's telling the truth! No! All the Majora's fans, they're like, God, no! Stop him! Stop him!
Every time you want to do something minor, which is just, okay, I just got to get a horse.
Stop the count!
I just have to go get an egg. The game always adds something. And then add something, and then add something. So what was like, I just need to go to the grocery store and grab some bread.
Yes.
And it turns into a 12-hour fucking nightmare.
Yes.
Of you just going across the street to get some bread.
We want to get bread, but the guy who works at the bread station is like, hey man, I'm on my break, but I can't give you bread until I eat, on
the way there, first on the way there you get into a car crash.
Yes.
And you get into a car crash, you got to go back to the DMV, or you got to go back to the repair guy. From the repair guy, you got to get an Uber. The Uber breaks down. Like, I just want to get some fucking bread, So I get it. I get how that can be.
Like I said, the Gerudo Fortress, sneaking around there, is the kind of fun part of that whole giant diatribe, whatever. But the rest of that shit isn't fucking fun.
But it is, It is the Twin Peaks of Zelda games.
That's Link's Awakening. Hell, one of the writers of Twin Peaks worked on Link's Awakening.
Wow, shit. It's not even the Twin Peaks of Zelda games.
That's why Majora's Mask is not beating Ocarina of Time.
All right.
So I'm cutting Perfect Dark.
No, you're not.
Because GoldenEye is
No,
GoldenEye.
you're not. No, you're not.
GoldenEye-
Every fucking thing Kenny said, ironically, about No Mercy applies to Perfect Dark.
Yeah, but
The better game.
GoldenEye.
One of the best games on the system. Has to be top 10. Has to be. That game had co-op. That game had counter-op. That game had 1,000,000,000,000 settings for its multiplayer. It had bot settings, all kinds of modes, all kinds of things you could do. Hell no. It's one of the best games on the system.
So 007 and Perfect Dark are making it.
If it has to be that way.
If it has to be that way. Hang Time. I almost disagree, dude. I think it's like the best basketball game ever made. I don't know, man. Maybe for Blitz, there could be an argument like one other Blitz version is better. But to me, it's like Hang Time was the fucking peak of like basketball games, dude. It's like the fucking GOAT. It is the what NBA Jam walked so Hang Time could run, like type of shit. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean,
It's the peak of the NBA Jam era. I don't know how you feel about that otherwise. I don't know what you do with it.
Because after that, we go to Showtime and it's ass.
Right.
Like, it's clear this can go south.
Max, let's save it for the best arcade games. Save it for the best arcade games.
Thank you.
You know how you made me?
They said bravo,
You
Simmons.
know how you made me cut one of my favorite racing games of all time because we have to wait for the Xbox. Save it for the arcade. Save it for the arcade. Banger arcade experiences. Save it for the arcade.
Fine. Fine.
There it
You
is.
do it, Kenny.
I'm not going to get Simmons to defend any like big sports game, maybe outside of Blitz.
I love it.
I was the one that introduced him to Hang Time.
Hang Time's great, but Kenny does have a solid argument.
On the arcade, 4 players, just yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Ogre Battle 64.
It's a great game. Here's why I won't defend it to the death.
There we go.
As great as it is, and it's like the only fucking strategy RPG on the system.
Sure.
It's very well made. It doesn't really stand out in its genre as anything spectacular. It's just, hey, there's a good strategy
It's the
RPG. on
Vandal
the system.
Hearts.
Yeah, I mean, it's more like Ogre Battle. It's more RTS than turn-based.
Oh, okay.
But like, yeah, so it stands out as the only game of its kind.
The
on
fact that it's
system.
there is like, you know.
On the system. But like, it's not in the genre. Eh.
It's up there with like Quest 64 because if you're like a hardcore RPG person, there's just not that much.
Yeah.
And I get it. So, and as somebody that I've only heard about other Ogre Battle games specifically, like not
Yeah.
the 64 one, like other ones tend to be the ones that are like beloved. And to me, it's like, yeah, for tactical RPGs,
Yeah.
the PlayStation dominated, dude.
Sure.
So it's
Yeah,
mostly there because it is like one of the only options. But even if you agree that it's like it's good, it's a good game, and on a system that almost has no role-playing games at all,
Right.
you know.
Yeah. And Command & Conquer, StarCraft, those are RTSs. This is a RPG
With RTS bullshit.
with RTS elements.
What is like a good example of that? That's
Unicorn Overlord.
Unicorn
If
Overlord.
you've
What's the
played
Saturn one called? It's
Dragon Force.
Dragon Force. Thank
Right,
you. Just
right.
like Dragon Force.
Dragon Force is
Gone.
probably better than Ogre Battle 64.
Well, then it should definitely go because Dragon Force is good, but it's not that great.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay.
No Ogre Battle.
Fair enough. What are we looking at now?
We're getting close.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
No, you
more.
counted that twice.
Oh, 13, so 3 more.
Woo.
I got one on here that I think should go.
Okay.
Mario Golf.
It's just a great golf game.
It's
Yeah.
a great, yeah.
It's just a great golf game. It's one of the best. I think I put it at number 10 on my personal list, but it ain't worth the fight. Rant was perfect, Simmons. Bravo, dude. Thank you.
Did Mario Golf even make it on our GameCube list? I don't think it did.
We put it on there, but I don't know
Yeah, I
if it
don't
got
think it
top
made it.
10.
Yeah, there was a lot of good shit on GameCube.
It's an excellent game. Camelot, Magnum. Like I said, it used the transfer pack for the Game Boy Color game
Cool
months
features.
before it even existed.
For sure.
So it's very, very good. But I'm not fighting top 10 on this one. I would rather play Mario Golf than Mario Party 2, but I'm not winning that fight.
Ooh, nah.
I'm not winning that fight.
No.
So
He's not.
You're not.
All right, Mario Golf, bye-bye. That one we can all kind of agree on. All right, so let's start looking at this deeply. We got 2 more games that gotta go. Ki Gold, Perfect Dark, No Mercy, Star Fox 64, Diddy Kong Racing, Zelda Oot, which is probably not going anywhere.
Ocarina of Time now.
Mario Kart, probably not going anywhere. This has some people angry and hangry and happy and bappy.
Smash?
I don't love Smash Brothers on N64 personally.
I think it's a great game, but it's a game. Here's the argument against Smash. Here's the argument against Smash. Every Smash game after it was better.
Yeah.
Well, so to me, this is Street Fighter.
Where
This is Mortal Kombat 1 or Street Fighter
1.
And then the one that came after was the
Yes.
one that was legit good.
Yeah.
Here's the thing,
100%.
it's
Smash Melee is the Street Fighter 2.
You can argue Mario Golf at 64 is the best Mario Golf game.
Sure.
You can have that argument. You can't have that argument about Smash 64.
That's fair. And here's the thing, like for Mario Party 2, like Mario Party's like a banger.
This is still considered to be one of the best Mario parties, like
Yeah.
straight up. And they've re-released
Like Mario
it several
Golf.
times and remade it several
Right.
times
That's
practically.
fair. Impact?
And I'm not saying it did start it, but so
Yeah.
here's the thing.
But the thing is, the
Our
impact
argument
wasn't
here,
that big, to be honest. It was big.
It was big. No, it was kind of big. To me, the commercial was like one of the
It
biggest.
came
things.
out really late on N64.
It was a while
so
into it.
It was like April 99.
My
something
only
like that.
argument here is that Smash Brothers 1, conceptually and in execution, is very similar to what Mortal Kombat 1 is and Street Fighter 1.
Yeah.
Where we really can't give either Street Fighter 1 or Mortal Kombat 1 that much credit because they're cool ideas.
Yeah.
But you don't really see the execution of that idea till it gets refined in Street Fighter 2 and Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah.
To me, that is Melee, directly. Melee is like, oh yeah, this is what, okay, we needed a little bit better hardware to realize Sakurai's fucking vision here. And we see it happen, like, in front of us. So to me, it's like, this gives credit, but in the comparison of like, dude, does Smash Bros. 1 knock out Mario Kart? Or even Diddy Kong Racing? Or some of these other games that are legit super fucking
I'd rather
good?
play Smash over Party, over Kart.
You want to play Smash?
Yes, I would. Especially 4-player.
No.
Especially if like Mario Kart is only good on Block Fortress.
I legit dislike this game on an N64 controller.
Yeah.
I will say,
It's funky, isn't it?
I dislike it.
It was a blast when I played it when
And
I
I-
was younger. When I was
I
younger,
get
I
it,
had
like,
it. I had a blast. It was fun.
The concept around it is like, okay, so like, yeah, easy access controls, like everyone can play it. I still personally feel that like on that controller exclusively, which is where maybe some other games on here might get hit. I just never liked it, man. I always had fun with it and would play it.
I had fun.
But it wasn't like, oh, this is a defining experience until the next game. Where it's like, oh, it's cool. I don't know. To me, there was also like a resurgence of old...
was a
There was also kind of a resurgence of old Smash in the early 2000s, after Melee was out for a bit, where people started going back and finding busted shit in this game after they found really busted shit in the
Yeah.
game that was good.
Yeah.
And there was like a resurgence of, oh, look at this crazy fucking nutty shit we can do. It's like the kitchen sink of bonkers combo bullshit. But like that might have been there, but it didn't feel like it was there until Smash Melee, and you kind of
Yeah.
go back and it's like, oh yeah, even that first game had this crazy shit in it too, you know?
Personally speaking, it would definitely be my top 10. But it's not going to be high. It's not even going to be top 5, probably. So I'm already kind of like, it hovers in the low second half of top 10 for me, personally. Personally
What would you
speaking.
do with those two?
With KI Gold?
Yeah.
KI Gold, I'd use your arcade argument against it.
Yeah, the only difference of KI Gold is that, yeah, it's an inferior arcade version, but it's way more feature rich. Like, there's a shit ton of tutorials and stuff like that in that game.
Didn't that game also have some stuff that wasn't going to be standard in fighting games forever?
Yes, KI Gold's got a lot of
Parries
shit.
and
Because like, KI1 had, like, obviously training, like, all the features in KI1 SNES was pretty big. no fighting game had like the features that KI Gold had. Really, like legit arcade features. I'm sorry, arcade game transferred over, given way more stuff. KI Gold has a lot of shit. You never heard of KI Gold? It's just Killer Instinct 2 light. It's the best they could, in the same way where it's like, okay, KI 1, they did the best they could. The same shit here. They did the best they could.
I loved it. I had it.
I love it, but I could honestly make an argument of Smash Brothers over KI Gold.
Okay.
Because
More quintessential 4 players.
the fucking controller, dude.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's always been the most detrimental part of this game. The fact that you have to do the most insanely accurate inputs and shit. The fucking controller on KI Gold was like a nightmare. So I don't know, man. The controller also particularly I think kind of sucks on Smash Brothers, but it's better for it.
Would you argue cutting both of them then?
I'm arguing cutting KI Gold first, and we look at Smash Brothers hard in comparison to some other shit on here. So let's just do that. Let's just do that. I wanted to get a fighting game up there, and I like KI Gold a lot, but it ain't KI 1. All right.
I think we're at 11.
I think we're at 11.
Which, if I'm saying this, I cut Mario Party 2. But
And you know what? I think I disagree because this is the beginning of like Mario Party games, and
Right.
we chose like the best one on the system to represent that, which is MP2.
but I was gonna say people still would consider Mario Party 2 the best. I know people
Absolutely.
who say Mario Party 2 is the best.
You can still
No
play
one
it.
says Smash Bros. 64 is the best Smash.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And Mario Party 2 is kind of like the defining 4-player experience game, like the ultimate board game on consoles when that didn't exist that much. And if they did, they were bad.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, Nintendo managed to turn that into like an actual family get together to make you hate each other.
Yes.
So to me, MP2 is sort of like, oh, if there's like any time a Mario Party game sort of deserves its comeuppance of like MP1 to 2, well, yeah, dude, it's 2. Like 2 gets it, and it's fucking good. It's still good. It's still fun to play without destroying the controller in your hand, like the first one, and going to get sued for
So
it.
are we saying Smash Bros. Is 11?
Let's keep. Okay, 007. Is 007 not top 10?
It is.
yeah.
Okay, and even Simmons will agree.
It's top 10.
Mario Kart 64 to me is quintessential top 10 N64 game. Like,
Well, here's the thing. Here's the big battle with Simmons. Diddy Kong and Mario Kart.
Diddy Kong's significantly better.
And Simmons will say, yeah. and here's
this is the exact same shit as 007 and Perfect Dark.
Yes.
And what happened for I'm not trying to do a whole battle thing because I loved Mario Kart like fucking great. And then when Diddy Kong racing, I'm like, holy shit, that just makes so much sense because I would always love if the kart's gonna go on water or I would love it in the plane. This game felt so slow.
Skill issue.
I mean, that's there you go, Simmons.
Diddy
Simmons
Kong
will-
has this hidden mechanic to make your cart go fast.
Probably,
And people
yeah.
don't know this. You have to collect the bananas.
Sure.
The bananas actually make your car go fast. And when you're
Top speed
using
modifier.
boosts and ground chevrons to boost faster, to get your car faster, you have to let go of the gas right before you hit it.
Okay.
Kind of like a pair, and that makes your car go even faster. And people don't know this.
Probably, but the game just felt slow. I
I mean, first
remember
impressions are a big thing.
as a young kid when I was playing this, fucking till God knows how long, and to midnight, and fucking 5 o'clock in the morning or whatever. I was excited for Diddy Kong, and the game.
Somebody just mentioned primordial memory just came through, and we're still not even. We're getting into deeper conversations here because we're still trying to argue out a top 11 to 10 input delay. I remember this game.
That's because the game's made in Britain.
Yes, thank
Well,
you.
I'm just saying.
That's another thing.
This game felt good to play.
Yes.
I don't think it does.
I-
I really, really don't. The 2D sprites are stiff as fuck in this game. I do not like the way Mario Kart 64 controls. It is the worst feeling Mario Kart, maybe outside of GBA. Like, no. I've had this argument. I have had a war on my block between
course.
these two games.
Of course, I knew that was. I knew that was gonna happen.
Are we
Hell
arguing
no.
that 2 of the premium racing games of the system feel kind of bad to play?
Especially in today's abso-fucking-lutely.
Okay. All right, just saying. This is why I liked Saturn and shit.
I don't know. I mean,
Okay. To me, this is quintessential N64 though.
Yeah.
Like this is quintessential N64 as much as like this shit.
Here's the only way we could
as
find
much as this
peace.
shit is.
This is the single player experience.
Sure.
This is the multiplayer experience.
Right.
That's
And to me, on this system, that's more valuable.
Multiplayer.
Here's the thing though. People say that, but they only say that because of fucking Block Fort. Because
Fort?
2 of the 4 arenas suck balls on Mario Kart Battle Mode. You play Block Fort and you play the other one.
I never played battle mode.
I played battle mode a lot.
Nobody ever played battle mode.
I played it a lot on mine.
Yeah, I know that's where like people play that shit.
And my buddies had the thing, and like, you know, like, hey, it's a good map, but like, I'm just telling you, like, for me, man, I was crazy excited at the idea of all these cool things. I'm like, dude, Mario Kart should do that, and the input delay, and it felt slow, and I guess I had to do some Tetris, you know, fucking one.
You had to
frame
know how to.
rates.
Yeah, you had to know what you had to know. You had to know the tech.
But even like if it just felt slow, like. And I'm not, you know, and I'm not attacking you, Simmons. You're almost getting like Steve, where if I attack a game, I attack you. And I just wanted to like this game. I
know what I'm
wanted
gonna say?
I wanted to love it, and it felt off.
Kenny,
it felt
do we want
off.
Smash Brothers in top 10? I think I kind of do.
Yeah.
That's where I'm leaning. I kind of do. What I'm trying to say is that there's a couple on here that have some big arguments against them, and 4 others.
Yeah.
And they compare directly from one to the other. I think the 2 that are on here is right here and right here.
Yeah.
And the other ones, I see every other game on this, and I'm like, has a definite spot in top 10. And I think there needs to be a defense force like established for which one of these. Because right now, when it comes to Perfect Dark, it's like me and Kenny are likely just going to lean this way.
Yeah.
Just because of impact type of shit.
That's such a. I don't get the argument.
And it has been an existing argument. And the same thing for like Diddy Kong Racing, where it's like it's a 4-player system, like all that kind of shit.
It
Mario
has
Kart
4-player
64.
and it has a 4-player battle mode.
It does. I remember picking this game up and never touching it again.
Yes, that's what I did. I did the same.
Well, then you're both admitting you don't have a lot of experience playing
No,
it.
because I didn't want to
Because
play
the
it
first
anymore.
experience was not particularly great in
Yeah.
comparison to
Mario Kart.
what had
Hell no!
existed
I will
before.
fucking run circles around you in this game.
Yeah, because you
I'll
fucking
show you.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, because you've put 100 hours into
Yeah.
it. The idea is that we tried it and it didn't seem like it was
didn't
worth
feel.
putting as much. Well, like the option was there. Do you want to play Mario Kart or Diddy Kong? And it
I
was
think
like Mario
you just
Kart.
want Smash in there because legacy or name or whatever the fuck. But it's like, is it really? Is that really what you go on? You said the game feels like butt to play.
Dude, that is most games on this system. Like, let's be fucking. This
Yes.
game also feels like shit to play. Like, let's be completely. This game, in many ways, feels like shit to play. Like, you got to get used to so many games.
Exactly.
The N64
Feels like
comes with a
shit.
controller that natively is like trying to do some weird shit, and none of it particularly feels super good. So, like, I don't. The control, I literally put the control argument in the most egregious of situations. This shit and like this shit and other games like it, where it's like, okay, the controller was such a hamper that it literally took down what it is. My argument in some of these other cases is that the games like feel kind of bad even outside of the controller, right? Where it's like, ugh.
I don't think this really feels as bad as you think it does.
It does.
No, put it on right now. Put it the fuck on right now, and I will race you.
Dude, it's not
I
about
will show
racing.
you.
It's
My
about-
argument in the Mario 64 situation, chat, other than Mario feeling great to play as,
Look.
is the camera.
Simmons-
Camera's like,
That's like me. It's like, oh, let's put on Trilogy and fight me in Trilogy. I'll beat you, so it's a better game.
I'll show you. I will show you.
You can show me you're good at it, but you can't show me that it felt good to play.
I'll show you what you're missing.
And like it's not a dig on you're going Steve level. It's not a dig at you.
It's a better feeling, better playing, more feature-rich
Not
game.
better feeling, man. And I swear it, bro, because I fucking loved Mario Kart so much, and I was fucking hard.
Simmons?
I was fucking hard for Diddy Kong because, like, dude, you're on water, you're on air, and it felt off and it felt slow, and I'm like, I didn't want to play this anymore.
would you put Perfect Dark above Diddy Kong Racing?
I think Perfect Dark has more content,
More
game.
redeemable bullshit, just in general
like
as
it's
a total
more, it's a more feature-rich, complete game. than Diddy Kong.
Sure.
And I don't like racing games, and this is like one of the few racing games to fucking like crack that itch for me. Where it's
sure.
like this game is great, and this game's addicting.
Yeah. And I'll agree. Like Diddy Kong has like a lot of better things, and I think maybe your argument is like with No Mercy. I think this game had too much shit. It had flying, it had water, and it just made it not feel good as Mario Kart, which was just kart racing.
So you're saying
I could put like I could put a WCW NWO Revenge, which doesn't have as much feature shit, and the game has a much better frame rate. It's a little bit smoother.
I get
but
you.
this has like a total package. But I think Diddy Kong stretches stuff a little too thin.
No.
I just can't.
I think what we
did
have
not feel
here
good to play.
is a spot where Simmons is trying hard to get Diddy Kong into this top 10.
Yes.
And Simmons can see a route where this makes it, but Diddy Kong, he wants more. This has higher priority.
I have more. Because it came out earlier. I have way more memories playing Diddy Kong than Smash 64. And I have a lot of memories of both, but that's strictly for time reasons.
And my only argument is that when given the opportunity to like have an N64 or go to people's houses where I'm playing these games, that I've tried this and I've played other people in it with like 2 to 4
The one
players.
argument I could see here is this is a revolution in idea, and this is clearly not. This is clearly another kart race.
And that's why I don't want to take Smash off of it, even though I don't feel like it's the best controlling game and all that kind of stuff. But it's like, oh, this is clearly like a cool idea that's still playable. And all these games are mostly like playable nowadays, which is still good.
What about this guy?
The fuck you.
Banjo? No, Banjo's staying.
Oh, Banjo. No, you know what? I thought it was Conkers. Never mind.
Yeah,
Conkers,
if it was Conkers,
I would have
yeah.
argued that off a while ago.
Okay. Yeah, for some reason, that just in my mind.
I think we have in this vein. I think Simmons would prefer. I'm just saying because I think we have to get Simmons to make a choice here. We got a couple of us that want to keep Smash Brothers in a top 10 situation, and I was sacrificing my own shit to get that up there. But we do have. Obviously, like a 007 to Perfect Dark and Mario Kart to Diddy Kong. We're kind of unwavering on Mario Kart being in the top 10. Absolutely. But I could see 007 and Perfect Dark sharing a spot, even though obviously similar games inspiring each other because it's literally.
I mean, they could literally occupy the same space. We never done that, but it's like they tie for whatever.
And again, like this game is this game is just this game, but like way better in almost every single way.
So much more added to it.
I think there's an argument that like Diddy Kong isn't a almost entire improvement over Mario Kart 64 because it does try to overcomplicate things a little bit, but also not feeling as like directly responsive. So it's like it's a cool idea in the same vein of like, oh yeah, they're both.
I don't agree at all with your responsive argument. I will put it to the test. Put it on.
Make Max play it.
I'll definitely be able to.
Because he's like,
and I remember
you're
this
gonna,
from
you're
like
gonna give it to Sim. He's like, you're like, oh man, it feels great. I love it. I feel like you're giving it to the guy who fucking loves it. Give it to Max.
And I'm kind of curious how Mario Kart 64 feels.
Like,
and we have to check.
You know what?
We have to check single player, not multiplayer, and then also check multiplayer because that will be two different.
Here's the thing.
feelings.
I'll let Max decide.
Well, right now we're not firing up anything. We can't do that on the lists.
Okay, I would just say do it, bro, and I'll let you tell. I won't even touch it.
At this point, it's boiling down.
Yes.
It's 2v1. I think we have to take down Diddy Kong.
Let it be known I disagree entirely.
You're allowed to. I've disagreed on several other things.
Let it be known.
Simmons
Diddy
fought
Kong,
very hard.
Simmons is Stan Diddy Kong Racing.
Simmons fought very hard.
But I will die on this hill.
I kind of feel like it's either take away Diddy Kong or Perfect Dark. Because
there's
007's not
there's
it.
so much in this game.
I know.
So much.
I know, and that's the thing. I was like, I know. It's just that we've fired this game up and played it and like, oh yeah, it's fun.
And you know what I think it was? Too late.
It came very late.
It was too late.
Oh, it was a long time after this.
Yeah, it was a long time. And it was a long time. And I'm like, like again, I have to just say, it's just like, I talk to people. My cousin today, when he said, hey, are you going to play Star Fox? Are you going to play GoldenEye? You know what I'm saying?
And there's like popular games, so there's a reason they're popular.
Like, the reason, it's...
They're goats.
Yeah, and it's... But I agree. Yeah, Perfect Dark had so much fucking cool shit, and it had like a mode where you can play as the...
All of the same arguments you have, Simmons, for like Diddy Kong are the exact same shit that apply to Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed. And I think
it's still a better kart racer.
And I legit feel the exact same way, where Sonic Racing Transform has like a lot of cool ideas into it.
That's true.
And they don't gel beautifully because the controls are just a little fucking weird.
A little
in
weird.
The game. You kind of gotta like
you compensate. You get used to it.
and that's it. And to
Laptop
me,
gun.
like the epitome of racing games in this era is how good does it feel to play, and is there enough depth at the higher level, right? Does it grow with you, like and. To me, that's like what defines racing games, in my opinion. Do you just jump in and have a shit ton of fun and you immediately get it, and then it gets better, right?
Let's be honest here. They're kart racers, but like, I mean, Sega was making better racing games than all of these.
And that's where my ass is fucked in most of these considerations, where I'm coming from a racing perspective that's all about feel and not simulation.
Yes.
All fun and feel, jump right in, awesome. I'm having a great time.
Here's the other thing. I don't think it'll count for anything, but as far as content goes, Star Fox, Mario Kart, and Smash are very, very light on content.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but it almost doesn't fucking matter.
I don't know how much you feel that matters at all. I don't know if that's something you want to even consider.
Yeah, to me, like that really depends on how good the content is in said other games. Where it's like, was it just there? Was it like revolutionary? To me, like, yeah, KI 1, I could have argued the content thing till the cows come home, but the only thing that really mattered was training mode. Like, training mode was good. Oh, we get a legit training mode. Cool. Everything else is sort of fluff, where it's like, yeah, it does have things you can do and it fills it out. But to me, I'll take like a basic ass Star Fox 64 over like a super content rich game because the core experience of this is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And like just alternating routes and what so to me it's like just because there's more doesn't make it necessarily better in this era of games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we crash out Diddy Kong? Come
I'll
on.
have no part of this.
Can we get to a top 10 already?
I'll have no part of this.
Simmons is upset.
I'll
Let
have
it
no
be
part
known.
of this.
Let it be known.
No part of
Simmons
this.
is pissed off.
I'm pissed off.
He's pissed off.
I'm pissed off. Diddy
He's
Kong
pissed off.
should have always stayed. Pissed off. But I'm not gonna stall it any longer. Pissed.
I have some stink lines. All right.
Pissed.
Pissed off. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo! We did it. That's a top 10. The top 10 N64 games, and I think this feels kind of fair. This
Yeah.
feels pretty good.
It's up in
Perfect
lot of
Dark,
them.
No Murky, Zelda Oot, Mario Kart 007, Smash Brothers, Mario Party 2, Banjo-Kazooie, Mario 64. That feels pretty good.
everyone's happy.
I think everybody's happy. That feels pretty good.
Look,
I'm not happy.
those of you saying No Mercy should go, it's still one of the best wrestling games.
I am shocked at how many people were wanting to gut that game.
Well, here's the thing.
I don't get it.
No. Nintendo fans.
Yeah.
Ah,
Nintendo fans.
nah.
Like, you can have like
Did you guys play these games?
like you know like and so like of course there's like MWO Revenge and shit like that, but like this shit like all these wrestling
just
games,
better.
Yeah, all these wrestling games that come out to this day, they don't feel good. They don't feel good
And
at
I
all.
won't lie. So to me, wrestling games were dumb.
Yeah.
And then because I played fighting games, wrestling games
Yeah.
are stupid, right? So that was the mentality. And then WCW NWO comes out.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh shit, Revenge is cool.
Yeah.
This is actually fun. 4
It
players.
fucking felt like
Damn,
yeah.
I'm playing with people. Everything about No Mercy is that game, but better.
Yeah.
It's not like, in the same. Does it control worse? Do they make compromises? No. Like everything in No Mercy is kind of like better.
Yeah, the
than the previous one.
character. Like to this day, the game feels fun to play. Like the WWE's 2Ks, they're not fun. Like every other game, mechanically wise, didn't feel fun. Like it wasn't until the latest AEW game, when it was like Kenny Omega that came in, like just tried to find as many of the original team as No Mercy. Because yeah, it fucking makes sense. There's counter grapple, counter strike, just super fucking fun. Like incredibly fun. Like wrestling games, like all the Ukes ones and all that stuff, just didn't feel. Like the wrestling games on the N64 are still better than the stuff that's coming out now.
So that's why it's on here.
Yeah. I like the AEW game over the 2Ks that are out right now.
Nintendo?
Like, I'm pretty sure there's like some mods on PC. You could probably play like the N64 games on PC, and they'd fucking godlike.
Okay.
I'm even willing.
Screw it.
I'm even willing to put mine at 10. But the game, like wrestling, like it just feels better. It feels better
So wait a minute.
than wrestling games coming out now.
Kenny's actually nominating No Murky
Yeah.
for top 10.
I'm fine.
For 10.
I have another game that I nominate for number 10.
Huh.
Mario Party 2.
Sure.
The wrestling game, yeah. Maybe
I
one.
would put No Mercy up over Mario Party 2.
I'm fine with Mario
I'm
Party
fine.
2 at 10.
Okay.
Mario Party 2 at 10.
There we go.
Done.
There we go. I'll give me a red pen.
Yes, Reed.
Really? Okay, go ahead and finish. All right.
No Mercy, we just agreed on this.
It's fine.
Okay.
We just literally agreed on this.
Do you have something you want to put at 9?
Did you have something else?
Yeah, Mario Kart. You fuckers had your day in the sun.
Nope.
Yeah.
And he's wrong. I should have just kept going. All right. So scratching.
Everything. Smash? I mean, I said Mario Kart. You two figure it out. You have my vote for 8.
Ocarina of Time.
Hell no.
No.
Ocarina of Time, number 8.
I object.
You're wild, bro. You think I'm wild?
Smash Brothers.
I'm fine with Smash being kind of like around there.
Me too. I'm fine with Smash. At number 8. Simmons, you think Smash over Mario Kart?
I would, but 2-1 don't matter. Smash at 8.
I'd put Mario Kart over Smash.
Me would.
Yeah.
Me would also.
Yeah, there we go.
Big brain, small bad.
Yeah.
So we're debating 7 and 8 between like a Smash Brothers Mario Kart situation.
Yes.
Oh, I'm just saying 8.
Yeah.
You're saying you want Mario Kart at 8, Smash at 7?
Smash wherever. Mario Kart at 8.
Simmons doesn't feel strongly about this, can he? We feel that
I feel strongly at Mario Kart at 8.
he just feels something about
That's what I'm saying. You guys
here's the
figure
thing.
out. You guys figure out 8. You heard my
He's
8.
compromised.
And like when you had these games growing up, and we had both, we played more Mario Kart than Smash.
Yes. Which is why I put Mario Kart above Smash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had
I leave it to you guys. You heard my argument.
We had the cartridges. We had them both, and we chose way more Mario Kart over Smash. But we played them both. But we played Mario Kart more.
And then I'll do Mario Kart number 7.
I'm gonna give this one to Simmons. I'm gonna give him a birthday present, even though it's wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it should be 10.
All right.
007.
We're working on it. 007 number 6.
I'll give that to him as a birthday present.
It's a birthday
What do
present.
we got
Huh?
left?
As a birthday
All right, let's start
present.
scratching and slapping. Here we go.
007 should have been 7. Hey, you know.
I know that always feels nice, but sometimes it doesn't work out that way.
Yeah,
Shut up, Jeff.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, are you gonna put Mario Kart over 007? I know you're high on that game supply right now, but over 007?
We played those
Dark
games.
Mario,
I played the N64 an ungodly amount of hours. And
Yeah, I think that feels good.
and like these games, Mario Kart, 007, and, like it's funny. Like No Mercy would have been like way up here
Kenny's a
because we
traitor.
played
That's
that.
why he put it in 006.
007
There you go.
number 6. All right.
For Yo Video Games, Kenny?
What?
Never mind. I said for
Video games?
Yo Video Games, Kenny?
Ah,
I don't get it.
I'm Agent 006.
Someone got it in chat. Someone got it in chat.
So, our top 5s between Zelda, Ocarina of Time, never heard of it, Star Fox 64, Banjo, Mario 64, and Perfect Dark.
Yeah, and like here's the thing. I get Simmons' argument, but I'm like, that's why I give him that birthday present. But it's just like,
Yes, reference in the movie.
007.
For England, James? No, for me.
Like, that game literally is like started console shooters. And I just remember some people like, oh, I still play. I think Counter-Strike was still on at the time. Sure.
Perfect Dark goes somewhere. You can go right there. Like I said, I would have been fine if they just shared a space for the first time. You know, we had like a double
Pretty
header.
close.
Like a double header, you know?
Simmons, where's Banjo looking in your general perspective? Where's Banjo going?
2? You kidding?
2?
Number 2.
Are you kidding? 2.
Okay.
I know it's not going to get there, but 2.
Yeah, there we
please,
go.
come
We'll
on.
put it at 3.
The only thing I'm going to fight you guys on this one is it's above Star Fox. That's it.
I'll give you that.
That's all I'm going to argue.
I will try to get Star Fox as high as possible. Because my next argument is Star Fox 64 over Perfect Dark.
I think Perfect Dark's a better game through and through than Star Fox. Personally speaking.
Yeah.
Isn't it this?
I should go for my cousin, man. Adam, he said those 2 games specifically. He said Star Fox and GoldenEye.
So the reason I'm asking Star Fox or Perfect Dark because that's what feels like number 5 and number 4 right now.
Yeah,
Either one taking up that spot. I don't see Star Fox making it to a top 3. I think that's kind of weird. It's a great game, but is it top 3 in 64? No.
No Mercy's on the list.
No Murky's on there, chat. It's number 9. Number 9.
I think Star Fox feels fine at 5. Star Fox always felt like 5th best game on the
So I would definitely want Star Fox above Perfect Dark, at least for me personally.
You know what? I mean, have it.
Yeah.
Have it. It's
But
here's
Kenny,
why
Kenny doesn't feel extremely about this.
I will say here's why you can have that, because Star Fox never got better after N64.
It's still really fucking good.
Shooters got better after Perfect Dark. Although arguably they rarely had as much content, but they obviously got better.
That's a good point.
Star Fox died on the N64.
Yep. And then the same way that Sin and Punishment came later, like, okay, yeah, this is cool, but it's like not as good as Star Fox in many ways. It's cool.
Which is why I would say, yeah, you could put Perfect Dark at 5 and Star Fox at 4.
Yeah, Kenny?
Oh, I'll allow it.
All right.
I'll allow it.
All right. Yeah, Star Fox is very cool. I like it a lot. I think because I am a Panzer Dragoon guy,
Yeah.
so I come from.
Which
I
y'all
hail
should
from
play.
that land.
Y'all should play Panzer Dragoon, especially Zwei. It's like Star Fox, but a billion times more interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty much adult Star Fox.
Yeah.
Kind of what you can think of it as.
Star Fox 64.
sophisticated.
Star Fox 64 is the Roland Emmerich of rail shooters, and Panzer Dragoon is the Denny Vanneau
Yeah, that's a decent example.
of rail shooters.
All right, so Perfect Dark. All right, top 3.
Woo.
Number 3.
We know.
Ocarina of Time.
Nope.
No,
No.
Ocarina of Time's the best game on the system.
All right,
Yeah.
number 3. I think we know what it is.
Yeah.
All right, so let's cross out Star Fox. All right, we're gonna say the number 3 game at the same time. Countdown from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Mario
Banjo!
64.
What did you say, Kenny?
Banjo.
I said Banjo.
Yeah.
Mario 64.
Banjo.
But this is fine.
I know you'll. The
It's
Simmons
fine.
Banjo stand.
It's a 3. Come on. I mean, 3 is good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I can see the argument. I definitely can see the argument for Mario 64 over it. I just like the adventure aspect of Banjo and the level design and the music, even strangely, crazily, not even that crazy. I like the music more Banjo. I like the presentation, the music, the adventure-ish design. Mario 64 is like freeform, and I get that, and that's what makes it really cool. But Mario 64 has like fucking 5 level tracks.
So, we have come down to the top 2 N64 games, and is it a shock that it's a toss between Ocarina of Time and Mental Mario 64? Is it a shock that we are here and we have arrived at this conclusion? Not surprising at all, actually. So
Zelda's number one.
I think Mario 64 is better than Zelda Oot.
No, Ocarina is better.
See, I was teaming up with Max a lot this whole time.
But not now.
I know.
God damn. So that's my argument. My argument is that
Not now.
I'm a late bloomer to M64 as well as Oot. Late bloomer to both. I played Oot with Simmons like over a decade ago.
Yeah.
I've forgotten most of that game. And I played Oot after Twilight Princess, and I'm just like, so Twilight Princess is just better.
Yes.
Like I just like it more. And I wasn't in the mind space of being there at the time in 1998 to experience that. I had friends playing it, and it was like, you know, they were into it, and I was like, okay, you know, Metal Gear Solid though. Mario 64, the exact same thing. Sort of dabbled in it, tried it, saw it a lot over the years, but just never played it. Sat down and legit played it a year and a half ago, and was like, fuck. That shit was fun. Like, that shit led me to some very enjoyable moments.
Yeah, because Mario 64 is like a parkour playground of a video game.
Yes, and then I understand it. Like, I get why people constantly defend Mario 64, because as much as this game has a caveat, the camera is a nightmare. The camera is a second character that you have to like.
Yeah.
Like it's like Banjo-Kazooie. It's kind of like, oh, you got two characters. You got a bird and a bear. But this one's like they're two entities. Like you have to have two brains to like be able to occupy the space of how you operate the camera in Mario 64, as well as the character. But the natural experience of like moving Mario around and doing shit within the first hour, I'm like, I get it, like straight up. Like within the first hour, I'm just running around and doing stuff and realizing what I'm capable of as a character. And I'm like, yeah, I liked Sunshine. I played Sunshine before this. Yeah. And I was like, I really enjoyed Sunshine. I like all the mobility. It seems like it's better than Mario 64. But in this situation where I would have been like, oh yeah, Ocarina of Time was so much better than some of those games. Metroid Dread was nowhere near as good as Metroid, Super Metroid, which everybody loves.
Yeah.
I was not convinced here.
Yeah.
This game was like, oh fuck, dude, and this was like the first game to really even do any of this shit, and they did it that well. It's fucking crazy to me.
Yeah.
That shit's fucking completely uncharted territory, Wild West shit.
The Mario 64 cameras was better for a lot of other 3D games for like 10 years. This is like some games like 10 years later, and the camera still sucks.
I'm not winning this shit. Like I know I'm not. I know you're never gonna get like FF7 to not win a PlayStation list. Maybe Metal Gear will take that, or you're not getting fucking Zelda to not win an N64 list. I get it, but all I can say is that like, god damn, dude.
Yeah.
Like that shit was fucking crazy to me, even 30-ish years later.
This is why I will argue this, and N64 was a flop of a system, relatively speaking. All things considered.
It bombed.
It had three things though that it had three revolutions. It had Mario 64, it had GoldenEye, and it had Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Yeah,
those three games were some of the most influential, are still some of the absolute most influential games.
Every Mario game is still that
ever made.
Yeah, like most Mario games that are mainline Mario games are just Mario 64 extensions. You know.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing about you can say about N64 is like it may have failed, but it actually paved the way for so many.
I love
games.
N64.
So
Dreamcast.
The thing is though is that everything you said about Mario is true, and it is a crazy, fun, cool parkour play.
But it's not Ocarina of Time.
But Ocarina,
it's like the adventure game.
Well, here's the thing: Ocarina. The reason I think Ocarina. I don't know how to say this without sounding, because like you could. I know people are going to argue Mario 64 is immersive because of the controls. Mm-hmm. Zelda was one of the first times you had a game where it felt like I am in a living, breathing world.
Yeah. Yep.
There are like fireflies that like dance around and like shoot off sparks just randomly in the
and you
forest
engage with them and interact with things and like
you feel things.
I understood it when I was playing this when I was solving dungeon puzzles, where it was like I think the first moment where I was like whoa was the shoot the arrow through the candle type shit to light the rope on fire.
Yeah.
As soon as I was like, oh, that's how you want me to be thinking about this shit? Cool.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool. And that's something that like would be fairly difficult to like solve, much less portray to the player in a 2D game. Like this was like, yeah, that's why this is possible. Like this game promoting shit like that. I was like, that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Man. The dungeons were not what seemed like something interesting to me. Like, oh, go into a dungeon, like, ew, that doesn't seem like fun. Once you understand what they had you do in this shit, you know, I got it. Even in like 2012.
To piggyback off Simmons, like when I played Mario, it felt like a fun fucking ass Mario game and a fun experience. But like what Simmons says, like Ocarina of Time is like has these moments that are like fucking hell that like I get goosebumps thinking about, and you really do feel like you're on this adventure. When you jump off the waterfall for the first time and you go on this big dive, I'm like, my God, I think about that. I'm like, fucking hell, that feels so fucking sick.
Yeah, true player immersion.
Yeah.
Right,
and then when you first get the horse and you jump over the fence and then the music kicks in and Hyrule Field.
Both of these games have the exact same problem.
Zelda still has trouble hitting those notes that Ocarina of Time.
And I can't like say one game discredits the other in this situation of their issues. The camera sucks. Like in both situations. Like in this game relegates it to 2D backgrounds at times. Just because they're like, well, fuck
There's
it.
a couple areas.
The Song of Storms, like the Lullaby.
See, targeting, cool idea.
man.
Also, third person action game for the most part. With a lock-on system.
Yeah.
Like a true lock-on
People will
system.
tell you Mega Man Legends technically had it first. But,
It's true.
But it came out like a couple months ahead.
Yeah,
Zora's
they were on the same
Domain.
time.
And they were
I
working
don't
on
remember
upgrading
it
from
being
the beginning.
necessarily great. And the problem in Legends was that controlling the character in that game feels really it's kind of rough.
Yeah.
I won't say really shitty.
Yeah, because I mean, that's the thing is like with Mario 64, you kind of go to these levels that are bouncing fun, but they're basically all just kind of floating islands.
Yeah.
They're all just like, okay, you know, we
Pulling out the Master Sword.
we threw a dirt and a grass texture on top of stuff or whatever. Zelda's like, you know, you live in this forest and you go into this tree and you go to the roots of the tree and you fight a giant, you know, spider.
This was a video game. This was trying to create a world.
Yes,
Like Mario
this one,
64.
I got swallowed by a whale, and now the entire dungeon is in the belly of a whale, kind of thing.
Yeah, to be real, like Mario doesn't really try to create a world until Sunshine. Like the island and water and like all this
like a
connected world. There's these things relate and connect to one each other, and they're still like, but still at the same time, it's like, yeah, but Zelda was doing that kind of shit like way before.
Yeah.
Like way before. It's and again, all the arguments that people have about like Zelda and why it's so goated is the experience I had with like Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
Like straight up, like this world and its interconnectedness and how everything relates from one thing to the next, and you go between it, and you have to like, oh, I got this thing to go back there. It's almost like Ocarina of I'm sorry, it's almost like Symphony of the Night.
Yeah.
Where it's like you get these things, and now I got to go back and go over here.
Yeah.
But and like Ocarina of Time gave me like feels in a video game that I had like not since Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah. Well, Zelda, this was back in the time when different people were making Zelda, and they weren't afraid to go with a little bit of melancholy or something. Weren't afraid to, like, actually have you feel something other than, yay, I got a new item. So, I don't know. I mean, Zelda to me, Ocarina of Time is tied for me for my, like, third favorite video game of all time.
Yeah.
Which is why I have to put it at the top of the list.
Yeah.
And you know what?
I'm
I
not gonna
can't.
fight.
As much as I would love to put up a fight, and I think there is a fight with Mario 64.
Of course.
It's very hard to take Oot and not say it's the
And
best.
here's the thing: you could like you could probably look up 20 like Nintendo 64 list, and there'll probably be switching a lot. You'll probably get Oot at number 2, and you'll probably get Mario.
I would say 90% of them, Oot is just number 1.
Oh wow!
90% of them.
you
Here's
go.
the thing, like, in many situations, Oot isn't just the number 1 N64 game. It's an
number
FF7
one.
scenario. It's the
Yes.
number 1 game.
Yeah.
It's like the game, the video game of all time.
And then but Simmons is his favorite is the Game Boy one.
Link's Awakening.
Link's
And RE2
Awakening.
is my second favorite game of all time.
Yeah.
Like,
But to me, like
RE2?
yeah.
Resident Evil 2?
Like number 2 game of like all time is RE4. Sorry.
Oh, RE4.
Sorry, I said
RE4.
RE2. RE4. Sorry.
Wow.
RE4 is like my second favorite game of all time.
Yeah.
Second or third. I'm like, that's like just one of the greatest.
And
games.
so it shall be written, I had a defense for Mario 64,
Yeah.
which I felt was met with compromise and praise.
Yeah.
I get it. I just think
I love them both.
I think the thing is, I think if Mario got a little closer to immersion like it did with Galaxy and Odyssey, yeah, I would actually be debating that. But like Zelda Ocarina of Time, I don't know. That was an experience.
Yes.
One was like, I'm having a great time playing this. Mario 64 holds my current record, my lifelong record for the longest time I sat playing a video game without a break.
Damn.
Mario 64?
Yeah. On my birthday.
Damn.
Piss and shit.
Well, I think pee breaks, maybe.
Oh.
But
That doesn't count.
like not just nonstop playing it. 22 hours.
Jeez.
When it was brand new.
Yeah.
And we got it rented from Blockbuster. We like snatched it.
I don't think I've ever actually played any game that long in my life, even FF11.
Dude, I played
Mortal Kombat 9
when
for me,
Twilight Princess
24
came
hours.
out, I played it for 20 hours, 30 minutes on the timer when I stopped playing.
Yeah.
Because I actually bought a bunch of like snacks and food and put a cooler in my room. And I just like
Jeez.
locked myself in my room when Twilight Princess came out. And I'm like I'm fucking dead to the world.
Somebody just said, what about Majora's Mask? Whatever you do not rewind the stream. I'm going to tell you right now, do not rewind the stream. It's the last thing you want to do. Do not. If we're talking about Majora's Mask, do not go backwards on the
Yes.
YouTube video or the VOD. Please don't. Do not do it. It'll be the end of you.
Yes.
It will be the end of you.
We'll
So there you have it, chat. The Nintendo 64 YoVideogames top 10 N64 games.
I'm mostly happy with
Mario
this.
Party 2 number 10,
Mostly.
No Murky number 9, Smash number 8, 7 Mario Kart, 6 Jaime Bonda, Perfect Dark, Star Fox 64, Banjo, Mario 64, and Zelda Ooth. Not bad, right? Not bad.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty. That's a pretty fair. That's pretty much where most N64 systems are gonna land until you get like big Nintendo heads. And what's gonna be missing? Maybe Mario Party might not make it. No Murky might not be on there.
Yeah, No
You're gonna
Mercy.
get like a Paper Mario or something
Yes.
like that. You're gonna get.
You might even get the
Majora's
Ogre.
Mask will likely be
Yeah.
on the majority of those.
Yeah.
You know, because there's quite a few people that was their first Zelda game, so it'll be very highly regarded. What else would have potentially been on other people's top 10 lists?
Probably one of the Pokemon games, but
Pokemon Stadium.
yeah, and Snap.
And Snap probably.
Yeah, I get.
Rogue Squadron for sure would have been on most. I think Rogue Squadron might have been.
To me, in those situations, it sort of screams like this was my first video game system,
Well, yeah, I mean,
and that's fair. That is honestly a thing that will heavily influence your opinion, especially if like you were like a 6-year-old with Pokemon and you got an N64.
Everyone, I mean, we had people much younger than me growing up, you know, on my block where I grew up, and Snap came out, and everyone was into Pokemon. We got Snap, we rented Snap, so you could print out pictures at Blockbuster with the printing station. I still have them somewhere.
that's cool.
But like, it's a slow, boring rail shooter.
Well, you know, it was
Like, yes, Pokemon Snap is not the Pokemon game. The Pokemon game we wanted to play was eventually Scarlet and Violet, and that game looks like it was made for the fucking N64, and it runs like it was made for the N64. I have issues with TPC and their quality control right now. So
Should we play some N64 games?
fuck yes, we should play some N64
We should
games.
play some N64 games, chat.